do not give a shit about. I'll give you a perfect example. My biggest problem in life right now is I have a very hard time gaining weight. Gaining weight, right? Like, when I say that, people look at me like I just said I have too much sex and money. Like, you know. You ever see like one of those before and after videos, or like one of those like posters? It's like a guy who was 300 pounds, and then a year later, he's like 150 pounds. Like, I want to flip those. Like, my goal is literally your worst. I don't know. The other reason I say that is because a lot of people like saying that Americans struggle with obesity. I don't know if you can say struggle, because I think we're killing it, to be honest with you guys. I think we're killing it in the game. There's one other thing that I'm going to get out of here, you guys. I think puzzles would be easier if they came with instructions. Yeah.
Brett Hayden, everybody, give it up for Brett Hayden. 2 more comedians for you tonight. Come to the stage next. We haven't had him in a while, and I miss him. Please put your hands together for Michael Jeter.
Hey, what's up, people? How you doing? I see a couple people long in the tooth in here. That's cool. Hey, I tell you what, raising kids, and I want to talk to you, raising kids is difficult. It's very difficult. I know you guys remember last year with the whole Harambe thing, little 4-year-old got into the gorilla pit, and how people lost their shit on the mother, saying they should take your kids away. They should lock you up. You're a horrible parent. And anybody that's had a 4-year-old knows that's what 4-year-olds do. They get away from you, you know? It's like, you could be bringing in groceries, right? And that kid's right on your hip. And just as you're putting away the kick cereal, you turn around, that kid's out the door, down the street, and into a gorilla enclosure, because they're drawn to him for some reason. Instead of that stuff. I was upset about that story for a whole different reason. I was upset about it because my mother's from Olive Branch, Mississippi, right? Just over the border from Memphis. And if my mother took 4-year-old Mikey to the grocery store and told me don't touch anything on the shelf, and I did, my mother would drag my ass through that grocery store, just like that gorilla dragged that kid through that gorilla pit. Up by the frozen foods, down by the breads and cereals out the front door. Somebody would have tranquilized her. But they couldn't tranquilize Harambe. 400-pound gorilla. Tranquilized, they could have fell on the kid, squished the kid, game over, right? So the authorities had to shoot it. They had to shoot Harambe. But it got me to thinking, I bet you if a Harambe were a white gorilla, probably would have tried to lure it away with a couple of pumpkin spice lattes and a pair of Ugg boots. Every goddamn Fitbit. I hear that's how you treat white gorillas. Here. But I have 4 kids of my own. I have 4 kids. I have a daughter and 2 sons in their 20s. I have a little 9-year-old just showed him a stroke game, bro. And I'll tell you right now, girls smarter than boys. Women just come out of the womb smarter than boys. My 2 girls, my oldest kid, very smart, but my 9-year-old, super intelligent. But she says and does things that makes me uncomfortable as her father, not prepared to hear come out of this little girl's mouth. Like the other day, we're playing dolls in her room, and she's playing Barbie. I'm Amber, because Amber's a bitch, and I don't want her exposed to that just yet. And all of a sudden, I hear this noise coming from the hallway. I hear this, and I turn to my daughter, and I said, dude, what's that noise? What's that sound? Without missing a beat, my daughter says, Daddy, that's Ella, our dog, licking her vajayjay. Hand down true, 9-year-old kid. Couple things I took from that sentence. It was apparent that my daughter heard this noise so many times that it didn't move any needles in her world, didn't cause her any frustration. She just kept right on playing Barbie. I had to quit that Amber stuff. It's terrible, horrible noise. Second thing I took from that sentence, this little girl said vajayjay. What little 9-year-old kid should be saying vajayjay? Because I'm 48 years old. I don't even have a proper name for it, people. I don't. I call it a hoo-ha or what's that or bring that to me. I don't have a sciencey name like vajayjay. Lay him over for that. But as smart as my daughter is, the one thing she hasn't been able to pick up on is that when the door is closed, to knock. Wait for someone to tell her to enter. She hasn't picked that up yet. What my daughter does is she'll knock. Then Then she'll kick the door in like she's Detroit police and all that. And we gotta hustle and scramble and cover ourselves up because we don't want her to see where she came from. That's terrifying. Scary. So that causes a lot of problems in my bedroom because we don't know when this kid's gonna pop up like Beelzebub, just out of the floor. This kid shows up, you know? But early one Saturday morning, I didn't hear my daughter upstairs rustling about. So now I'm thinking now's the perfect time to kind of get it in with my lady, right? So we're going at it, y'all. Hot monkey loving is in effect. We're peeling wallpaper, headboard, bang, bang, bang up against the wall. It's incredible. And all of a sudden, pow, door kicks open, the pillows and bed sheets and shit flying everywhere because this kid just busting into the room and I'm upset. And I'm like, dude, no one told you to come in, man. Who told you to do this? What's wrong? And she goes, mommy, daddy, I heard a noise and I'm scared. When you heard a noise and you're scared, dude, what noise did you hear? She's like, daddy, I heard a tiger in the house. Like a tiger in the house? Man, what did this tiger sound like? She's like, daddy, it sounded like, well, at this point, I was kind of feeling myself, to be honest with you. I was like, yeah, girl. You did hear a tiger in the house. But Daddy got that tiger. Daddy got that tiger good. Got it by the tail. So why don't you just go on upstairs and watch your cartoons? You don't have to worry about that tiger coming back here anymore. My daughter goes upstairs, and I turn to my wife. I said, hey, girl, you know what she said? She said, there's a tiger in the house. Tiger, right? And my girl goes, yeah, man, tiger. Right. You're the king of the jungle. I was like, no, baby, I don't think a tiger's the king of the jungle. I think that's a lion. She's like, yeah, so is your sorry ass, because you weren't that good. I was like, no, you didn't have to say that. Broke my heart that morning. So I just went on upstairs and watched some cartoons with my daughter. Made me feel better. I'll get out of here on this. I'm on my second wife. First one, I got rid of her. She was horrible. No, she actually left me. She actually left me and left me with my 3 oldest kids, right? That was a big change in my life, man. I had to take care of these kids. I had always worked a lot. So I didn't really have like a very strong relationship with my kids, and I wanted to build on that. Because I didn't want their whole world to change because this woman left, you know? I wanted to kind of be smooth. So what I decided to do was every Thursday I would take my kids out to eat, out to dinner. And they could ask me whatever they wanted to ask me at dinner. Any question they wanted, right? So we usually went to this one ethnic restaurant, Bennigan's. And it's very ethnic. And at the time, my oldest son was 10 years old. And we're all sitting down to eat. My oldest son goes, Daddy, what's a vagina? And I was shocked. I was like, he's 10, man. Why is he asking this? Is he like ready for the birds and the bees and stuff? And I was kind of hoping he wasn't because I wasn't really ready at that time. And I didn't want to give him the same birds and the bees talk that my daddy gave me, which was basically, don't you bring no white girl home pregnant. And I did that shit twice. So that didn't work. So I wanted to really get into this, right? So what I did, y'all, I started explaining to him about the female anatomy down in this region, right? And I drew, I took this placemat and I flipped it over and I began to draw all what was going on down there, like the 2 things that dropped the eggs and I drew some gears and some lasers. I don't know what the hell y'all got going on. Rocking chairs, I guess. And I went on and on about, you know, all the street terms about it that I knew, like hoo-ha and what's that and bring that to me. And about 20 minutes later, you know, I noticed my son had this puzzled look on his face, pained look. I'm like, man, maybe I should just start. I was like, okay, let me start from the beginning. Why would you ask me this? Why are you interested in knowing what that word means? He goes, well, Dad, this boy called me down on the playground today. I said, ooh, no, I think I over-explained that. And Dad didn't do a good job. Well, fast forward a few years later, same son came to me, he said, Dad, I'm gay. And I said, you know what, man? I want you to be happy. I want you to live your life. I want you to love who you want to love. Yeah. Just do you, man. I just want you to be happy. That's my only hope in life for you. So that was cool, but I was still kind of upset about the whole situation because evidently I had drawn that thing so horribly. Just never wanted to see a real one. I thought I was a better artist than that, y'all. I gave him some real MC Escher shit to look at. Listen, man, that's my time. I appreciate you guys. Always love Matt. Thanks a lot, people. I appreciate it.
Michael Jeter, everybody. One more time for Michael Jeter. Anyway, you guys ready for your last comic of the evening? Make some noise if you're ready for the last comic. You guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. This guy is one of our guys who's going. I'd rather have close the show. Please welcome Mr. Pat Sievert, everybody.